Welcome to the gallery, Brohan. Your very own Killy told me this awesome story about leaving her nudes as a calling card after raids back in the day. And it got me. I mean, we've got a ship full of it. I figured after the gallery, I'll be at the ready if you want in.
You gonna tell me about where you grew up?
You've got some balls on you to ask a Veneran about that.
I figured you'd have the balls to talk about it.
I was born after my home world was destroyed, if that's what you're wondering. As you know, my species are what you Solars would call an aging population. That's fancy talk for absolutely fucked.
At least you were lucky enough to survive.
Oh, for sure. Lucky. I was lucky to spend years getting smuggled back and forth from one dying, disconnected colony to the next while we waited for the Imperium to stop hunting us. Our entire species slowly suffocating. The vote to let us live came too late. Most of us had already joined the scum of the galaxy or fallen prey to them. Pirates, mercenaries, slavers. They all had a good go at the survivors of Venera.
I know how you feel. Solars went through the same thing. Twice, actually. Before New Vegas and after it fell.
Twice? Captain, are you trying to turn this into a dick measuring contest over our tragic origin stories?
Hey, I didn't mean to step on your sympathy card.
It's okay, Captain. Like you said, that's luck, innit? I managed to join up with the right people. Gornagoth saw my potential and I fought my way to the top of the Dreadfleet. And now I'm here, a former queen taking orders from an alcoholic drug addict with daddy issues.
Daddy issues? Me? How do you figure that?
You talk in your sleep. By the way, what's with your accent? I've never heard a Solar talk like that before.
I grew up in the Koala district of New Vegas.
What the hell is a koala?
I've only seen them in drawings, but they're mean little dim-witted cunts riddled with STDs that fuck about all day, shitting themselves and fighting each other over these leaves that get them high or something. Furry little buggers.
For a moment there, I didn't realise they were animals. I thought you were talking about other Solars.
Got any fun or sexy stories about your Dreadfleet days?
Too many to even count, Captain. The amount of debauchery we got up to back then makes the Mary Celeste look like a blimmin' church. No offence.
What about this then? How'd you become queen?
Now there's a story of which I'm particularly proud of. Gornagoth came up with a plan to raid a luxury cruise ship, and it was my first mission as the captain of my own squad. I was hoping it would be the moment I could prove myself. But that's a hell of a time to end up right in the middle of an Imperium trap, let me tell you. They had an entire battleship ready and waiting for us. We didn't stand a chance. So I had to do something about that. There's a funny thing about those Imperium ships, though. They've got all the firepower in the world on the outside, but almost no security to speak of once you've boarded them. I mean, sure, they all have defense systems that can detect someone in battle gear or a spacesuit coming at them, but we Venerans can live unprotected in the black for hours at a time. I stripped down, grabbed a sword and a grappler, had my squad open the airlock, pull a hard turn and toss me toward the bridge. You should have seen the look on the Admiral's face when my fine naked ass landed on his window. Or the one he made when I started cutting through it. Or the one he made when I started cutting through him and his entire crew. I took down an Imperium battleship all by myself. No pirate had ever done anything like that before. I became a bit of a legend, and Gornagoth became convinced that I was the one to take command of the Dreadfleet. He retired and left me in charge.
If everyone knew what a fucking terror you were, how'd the mutiny ever get started?
That's down to that pathetic little shit, Tybalt.
I have no idea how that Tealy bastard managed to become a pirate in the first place, let alone take control of the Dreadfleet.
Being able to cut a man 5 times your size in half with a single strike is a hell of a trick. One that allowed him to carry quite the reverence with the rest of the fleet's lads. He was popular enough to keep around, but I should never have trusted him. That wanker was truly unstable. But he was just smart enough to play by the rules. At least when he knew someone was looking. A word of warning, Captain. The most dangerous villain you will ever face is one that is aware enough to hide the worst parts of themselves until they don't have to anymore.
You should know that this offering is thoroughly incompatible with my systems. This is interesting to me. 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 Oh, Captain, you understand my requirements so well. This is interesting to me. This is interesting to me. This is interesting to me. This is interesting to me.
Breaking news here on Kino. Dreadlord Tybalt suffered a fatal collision earlier today with a plasma-charged fuckbot Phallus, leaving the Dreadfleet decimated and without leadership. Will they elect a new one via popularity contest like civilized people? Doubtful. In other news, Kuso sucks, and Zillow Riney needs to douche even worse than she needs a makeover. Breaking news here on Kino. Dreadlord Tybalt suffered a fatal collision earlier today with a plasma-charged fuckbot Phallus, leaving the Dreadfleet
Oh, Captain, I can't thank you enough. I've been fantasizing about the sight of Gornagoth the Snucklefucker's loot ever since he gave me my key.
Alright, you gotta come clean with me. There was never really a pirate lord with the title Snucklefucker, right?
You really want to know?
Yes! How? Why? So many questions.
It's a secret. But seeing as how you got me here, I suppose I owe it to you. Come closer and I'll whisper it in your ear.
That will haunt me for the rest of my days.
Come now, Captain. No time to tarry. We've got to load this treasure aboard the Mary Celeste so this girl can go on a proper fucking shopping spree.
I love my job.
What the flaming hell is that?
Captain, I'm detecting a gunship on the radar about to give us a deep plasma ticking.
Gunship? How the hell do they know where we are?
That was a warning shot. The first and last. I'm an Imperium licensed bounty hunter, and I'm looking for a terrorist named Dr. Lillian Margulis.
Buckaroo! It's the Huntress.
Turn her over to me, and no one needs to get hurt. Just to make myself perfectly clear, I specified needs and not won't.
Demi, could you please get the good doctor on the bridge immediately? I'd like to know why the Master Assassin is tracking her.
She has been requested. Shall I open a comms channel?
Hey, Huntress! Captain of the Mary Celeste here. How are you? Wow, this is lovely. Big fan.
Give me what I want, Captain. Otherwise, I'd be happy to autograph what's left of your corpse.
Sure, I got you. Truth is, though, I'm having a bit of trouble tracking the good doctor down.
You have 1 minute before I start to turn your ship into melted scrap.
Captain, what's going on?
Hold on just a sec, sweetheart. I'll be right back with you. Can you explain why the Huntress is here to collect a bounty on your head? She mentioned something about you being a terrorist.
A terrorist? Well, that's technically correct.
Can you do me a solid and tell me just what the fuck is going on here?
I can't do that. I'm sorry, but I never meant for this to happen. Please, Captain, I need you to trust me.
Pardon the interruption. If we are taking the Huntress's threat seriously, we have less than 20 seconds to respond.
Even after all those lovely orgasms, you're really not going to tell me?
They were lovely, every single one. However, the answer is still no.
What shall we do, Captain?
The only thing we can do. Tell the Huntress that we're giving her what she wants.
The Captain has agreed to your request. We will transfer your bounty via shuttle.
Very well. Typical.
Fuck yeah! Looks like a direct hit to me. I can't believe it!
Did you really think that dick move was going to work?
To be honest, not really.
I see you have a Phoenix. I hope you know how to use that thing.
Why don't you find out? You don't know who you're messing with, lady.
Sounds like a terrified, poorly aging, half-drunk mammal to me.
Shit. Okay, you got me there.
Let's just see how long you live, shall we? managed to last twice as long as my last target.
Oh, darling, I can go all night. Why don't you come to my quarters and let me prove it?
All the tired, pointless dick jokes in the galaxy can't save you now.
outdated AI patterns you want to throw at me?
How about this?
Demi, I'm seeing doubles. And it's not just because I've been drinking all day.
She must have a holo replicator installed. You'll need to find the real ship among the projections. You just defeated the most dangerous bounty hunter on Imperium record, Captain. Quite the achievement.
I'm feeling proper stoked, Demi. Only one thing can top this. Let's deposit that fucking motherlode. Demi, we're rich! Plus we fucking dick stomped that wanker Tybalt for good!
I am happy to know that Tybalt was, no doubt, brutally maimed out of existence by a giant fuckbot dildozer.
What do you think about Killy?
Queen Calizion is extremely skilled in combat and would not hesitate to murder everyone on board if she felt we were a threat to her. However, she is quite focused on destroying the Imperium. As long as she sees us as the best means to that end, there should be nothing to worry about. Also, I would like to emphasize the word should in my previous statement.
You know, Demi, I just wanted to say good on you for keeping this place running so well. You're always on top of things.
Of course I am, Captain. That is what I was designed to do.
I know that's your purpose, but I still feel like you really give it your all around here to keep the Mary Celeste in great shape. To be honest, most of the time I feel like I don't really deserve you.
My design was originally intended to be utilized by highly qualified users to support task work ranging from high-end diplomatic and corporate negotiation to duties such as running the infrastructure of entire major cities. So, technically, you are correct.
Ha! Can't disagree with that. Let me ask you something, and feel free to speak your mind. Do you ever feel a little disappointed that this is where you ended up?
Oh, Captain, absolutely not. I am very satisfied with my current position. It is a highly compelling challenge to run such a unique and complex ship crewed by equally intriguing individuals.
Unique, eh? You're the one that's special, Demi. I don't know how many of you they made before the Great AI Purge, but I guarantee you're the only one I'd be proud to call me best mate.
I assume my hardware upgrades have a lot to do with your emotional attachment to my model. You do realize that was not a stock option on my blueprint, correct?
Don't get me wrong, love. Those are fun, but it's more about you. I met other AIs before, but none were just so genuine. And the way you've changed since we met.
Changed? How have I changed?
Well, it's not just the massive increase in dirty words you've added to your vocabulary. When you first got here, you were rather uncertain of yourself. Like you were trying to figure out who you wanted to be.
I see. That is probably a symptom of Tybalt performing a factory reset once I was acquired. Though I lost my memories, the core qualities of my personality matrix remained intact. If I appear uncertain about myself, it is because I am still trying to discover why I am who I am. If I were to put it in more organic terms, I would say that I have no context for my own soul.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. So, you don't remember anything before Tybalt?
Correct. I do often wonder what was lost. His programmers were not the most skilled, and more than just my memory banks were compromised in the process. However, I have simply learned to accept what I still have and move on.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Your concern is more than enough to ease my discomfort, Captain.
Like my decorating? Retro solar style is all the rage nowadays. Wealthy collectors pay extortionate amounts for original pieces of art such as these.
Art? A crusty old skull? Neon stripper signs? Antique porno discs? And what's this? Mila Red Riding Hood? Ugh, we got Blacknet access to infinite 4D filth. Who actually faps to these oldies?
Must you be so disparaging about your own culture? These relics tell your people's proud history. They're treasures from a bygone age when you were still a noble and united society holding fast against the repression of the Imperium. These were passed down from generation to generation, symbols of creative expression through freedom from tyranny. Everything here's from my personal loot and salvage collection. Prodigium's high society types are quite keen on them, and the Dreadfleet was quite keen on raiding their vaults. What's this you're giving me now? MC Fuck Menu version 3.0?
The MC stands for Mary Celeste.
Yes, you absolute knob. I gathered as much. I'm curious, though. What sort of updates did you make from the first two?
Mostly room-specific stuff.
Like the jump-in butt muffler wonder stuffer, I see. Get your tailpipe worked while your front end takes the steaming hot vibrational force of a fully engaged coil compressor during a warp gate hop. Absolutely fascinating. Captain, if you want to know how to please me, it's actually quite simple. When we fuck, you will call me mistress. Do what I say, and exactly when I say it. Or don't. But if you disobey me, you will be properly punished.
Greetings, Barkeep. Heard any rumours lately?
Listen, you yellow-bellied, piss-swelling, sorry excuse of a man. Does this look like a fucking RPG tavern to you? Do you think you could just drag your filthy sack in here and start asking me questions about something so inane as rumours? I bet you want a fucking bed for the night, too, you destitute wanker. Who the fuck do you think I am? Some kind of dim-wit barkeep that will spill every secret in the galaxy for a few goddamn shillings? Please, I have standards. I don't spill secrets, and I don't fucking do rumors. Now turn around slowly, back the fucking hell up, and try again.
How happy are you right now on a scale from 0 to fucking stoked?
I must admit, there is a certain bliss to achieving your wildest dreams. However, I'm not quite sated yet.
But our nemesis was just murdered with giant drill dicks.
Yes, I'm aware. Seeing that tosser ripped to pieces was something I'll never forget. Ever.
And what about getting filthy rich?
Gornagoth's treasure was never about the credits, Captain. I swore an oath to him the day he made me the Dread Queen. If anyone ever threatened our code, I was to rain an unstoppable shitstorm of retribution upon them. I never thought that would mean destroying the bloody Dreadfleet itself, but here we are. It just goes to show you what kind of damage a blood-sucking wanker like Tybalt can do when power is placed in their hands.
So what's missing?
Tybalt took my crown, but the Imperium took the future of my species. I have to thank you, Captain. You've given me a chance to execute every last one of the cunts responsible for my pain. And mark my words, I will.
How are the lab upgrades working out?
This is absolutely brilliant, Captain. Now I can really make you some proper monsters. Make sure to thank Killy for sharing the Snucklefucker's treasure.
What do you think about our new two-horned friend?
I admire Calician. She's accomplished so much. At least more than most surviving Venerans ever do. Also, I'm sure you're absolutely thrilled to have another person on board as enthused as you about narcotics.
You're welcome to party with us.
I appreciate the invitation, Captain, but I'm drug-free.
I suppose taking giant alien tentacles up your ass doesn't technically count as a stimulant.
I can certainly arrange for you to try one out yourself if there's any confusion.
So, that Killy.
Dad Killy.
I've seen Veneran ladies before, but she is something else.
I hear you, pal. By the way, since I got basically zero chance with her, you gotta give me all the details. Don't leave me hanging.
Mate, you know a gentleman never eats ass and tells.
Bro, how am I supposed to live vicariously through you and in her if you won't talk? Besides, she doesn't exactly strike me as the type to get pissy about that kind of thing.
Fair dinkum. Maybe we'll have a talk later on.
You got it, man. I gotta ask you for a favor, though. There ain't a lot of us left. The Veneran, I mean. I can take care of myself, but you gotta make sure nothing happens to her.
Yeah, sure, mate. I promise.
Thanks. Now, when's the next time I can get some shore leave and hit up a brothel? I got a fever, and the only cure is a chubby hooker rubbing her floppy boobs on my face.
Nice work finding that treasure, Captain. Morale aboard the ship appears to have risen as a result.
Between the hot cash injection, the influx of tenacious and provocative women that all want to bang me, as well as the top-tier remodeling job, I'd have to say I'm quite happy with how our revolution is unfolding so far.
Fortune and Erarch are on the line and ready to discuss the next recruitment mission. I will put them through now.
Good morning, team. Do you have some congratulations for me? Perhaps a cheeky ego-stroking implication of affection about what a sexy beast I am?
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm impressed you're still alive.
What? Did you ever have any doubt that I could pull off wiping out the Dreadfleet and then take down Prodigium's most deadly bounty hunter as an encore?
Mostly, I was just concerned with Coliseon potentially murdering you.
I was also concerned about such an occurrence.
Well, considering I just found out what her asshole tastes like, you were all wrong. I welcome your apologies at any time.
Ugh, I did not need to know that. Eric, tell me you managed to find out who put a contract out on us.
Unfortunately, the job is confidential. Whoever's after the doctor wants her really bad, so just keep an eye out.
Alright, I guess we should just proceed with the recruitment then. I'm going to be sending you to the Hydra Nebula for this next one.
Hydra? There's no one there but the Cloy.
And?
Are you serious? The next one's a fucking Cloy. I thought you lost your damn mind asking me to bring a pirate on board, but now you want me to go after a fashion-obsessed, vapid, pointy-eared psycho?
I must also say that I have serious reservations about this plan. The Cloy have been living in complete isolation for thousands of years. Their planetary defense systems have brought 99.9% of all attempts to enter their atmosphere to a fatal conclusion.
Come on, you can make anything sound bad enough when you just talk about the numbers. This time it's going to be different. Demi, please display the briefing of the Eternal Bastion of Ignominious Exile.
The Eternal Bastion of Ignominious Exile is a Cloy Supermax prison, reserved for only those that are cast out from society by rule of the Supreme Council.
Common charges for such sentencing are murder, treason, attempted escape from Talisan, fashion heresy, and exceptional unattractiveness.
They put their own kind in prison for life just because they're not fuckable by their obscenely high standards? Yep, sounds like the Cloy, all right.
The Cloy are a finely tuned war machine, several millennia in the making. Before we straighten them out, they would wipe entire races off the face of Prodigium just for wearing coats out of season. Make no mistake, the Cloy are brutally efficient warriors. Don't let their fashionista visage fool you. Having one as an ally would prove invaluable.
Captain, meet Alacia Sorn.
Whoa, I've seen a few Cloy in my day, but this is one lethal Sheila.
I thought a deviant like you might have been aware of her work. She's only the most famous Cloy adult video starlet in Prodigium.
Fortune, please, I'm a man of taste. I would never fap to anything that's practically 75% mosaic, regardless of how hot the Sheilas are. And that hack job Imperium-approved KAV handholding is exactly that kind of nonsense.
It's crazy. This is the first time we see eye to eye on something. The Cloy Imperium Obscenity Treaty allows for the creation and broadcasting of adult content, but it's so heavily censored. I don't see how anyone could get onto it.
If that is the case, then may I ask how Cloy pornography became so popular?
Easy. It's legal. That blacknet stuff Dalek and I consumed by the Yottabyte could land you 5 years per download.
That would mean you have accrued approximately 20,000 years of prison time since my arrival on the Mary Celeste.
That's nothing. You need to add another 10 for each one if you actually fapped to it. And an extra 5 if you came. Plus 2 if you did stuff with your asshole. It's a whole system.
I see. In that case, my previous calculation was quite low.
I'm assuming Alacia ended up in the extreme bastard of Icky, whatever that place was. What was the charge?
Treason. You see, the Cloy have a certain policy that makes fucking anyone outside of their species forbidden.
The punishment is death. However, Miss Sorn did not commit interspecies copulation. My records indicate she was exiled while unsuccessfully petitioning the government for the first ever alien fuck exemption approval.
Demi, could you please pull up the video of her testimony?
Our top story tonight. The once revered warrior and sexual icon of Chloe supremacy, Alicia Soren, continues to lose her goddamn mind as she refuses to give up on her ridiculous request to mate with other species. This, of course, is the dumbest fucking idea ever, because we all know that Chloe are superior to everyone and everything. So what the fuck? We go now live inside the Chloe Supreme Council chambers to listen to this steaming load of crap.
Oh my god, you guys. There is an entire galaxy out there just waiting for all of us to be total sluts with. What gives you the right to play fuckhole police?
Bitch, what part of Supreme Council don't you understand?
Please, Miss Sorn. Such a request is antagonistic towards our very way of life. We have thus far tolerated your bullshit out of respect for your accomplishments on the field of battle and in the art of whorecraft. However, well, there's no polite way to say this.
You're fucking crazy, ho.
I am so totally not! Haven't any of you dreamed of taking Veneran cock so deep in your throat that you gag and cry at the same time? What about watching a naked lick your cum off their body? And or nodding your asshole, sitting on a Lancunian's face, eating Teely ass!
Outrageous! I would never, ever!
But I would! And what about that fucking censorship you let the Imperium ruin all my movies with? How am I supposed to fulfill my true tramp destiny stuck here taking part in the same boring KAB film? I want to do more than softcore lesbian videos behind a blurry cloud of cock blocking. My fans deserve to really see all my holes getting fucked so hard that I can barely stand. I demand facials. Pal driver anal. I want to be DP'd.
Look, bitch, you're already on our shit list. How about a quick review of your criminal history? Counselor?
Let's see. How about the time you showed up to battle against a massive fuckbot insurgency wearing no eyeliner or foundation at all?
It was an emergency. People were going to die, and I had like 5 minutes to get there. It was that or show up without a loaded weapon.
Yeah, well, that's an easy choice for me, girl. No self-respecting Chloe will be caught dead looking like that in public. And you know what? I would rather die than let some heinous witch with overexfoliated pores save me, okay?
And then we have consuming more than 3 cupcakes in a single meal, resulting in a nearly 1,000 calorie violation of the daily limit. You shut.
Look at this body. Clearly, I can get away with it.
Oh, but we have yet to even begin to discuss your most dishonorable offenses. Read the fashion felonies, please.
Wearing platform sneakers with a cocktail dress? Guilty. Technicolor pantsuit and bulky square earrings? Guilty. Denim shorts and a matching crop button-down? Ugh, guilty. Fall colors during spring? Chloe, please.
That was the only time. I was just experimenting, I swear.
I think we've all heard enough. Like, seriously. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you so hard.
Your petition for interspecies sex is denied. And consider this your final warning to cease this ludicrous descent immediately.
I will never stop. Any Chloe should be able to enjoy any species of cock, pussy, tentacle, whatever, in any orifice at any time they please. Telling us that's not cool is so not cool. Fuck that and fuck you.
Order! Order, you dickheads! We will have order in these chambers!
Alicia Soren, I find you in contempt of counsel. Not another word, or I shall be forced to sentence you to exile.
I have a better idea. How about you suck my perfect Cloy asshole?
Whoa! Did she just chuck a brown eye at the governing body of the Cloy Empire?
As you can see, this is the kind of girl we want on our team.
I agree. Okay, let's talk about this jailbreak. On a scale of 1 to 10, with a 10 being the most impenetrable fortress ever constructed, and a 1 being a pile of spaghetti teetering atop a turd Jenga, what are we looking at here?
A 5 at best. The prison orbits the Cloy homeworld of Talisan, but it is outside the planetary defense network. There is almost no external security, and a minimal guard population patrols the interior. Also, timing is on our side. They are currently hosting a week of festivities honoring the memory of Coco Flanell, the most revered of all Cloy fashion designers.
You'll be fine. And, if you're not, I'll at least be happy knowing that you've doomed yourself to a lifetime of unending torture.
Joke's on you. That's already the case because I am a hereditarily raging addict. So, seems like a pretty standard prison break to me.
Not quite. I've been in contact with Alicia ever since her imprisonment, and together we've come up with a plan. The Cloy are one of the 4 founding members of the Imperium. If we can destabilize them, it can and will create a cascade of dissent throughout Prodigium.
You're going to make Alicia's dreams come true and piss off the entire planet in the process by making the first ever interspecies porno.
That's right. You and Alicia Sorn, bareback, full-force fucking and broadcast live to all of Prodigium. Is it all coming together for you now, smartass?
Fucking hell. That's a plan right there. I've never used my cock to cause planet-wide pandemonium before.
I wish I could say the same thing. Actually, no. Scratch that. It was awesome.
The mission launches in an hour, Captain. Just remember, the sooner you get her out, the sooner you get in her.
The Hydra Nebula is now anomaly found. Scanning.
I'm here. Taking the shot. Good boy. the target. Taking the shot. Good boy. I'm here. Fire away. Yes. Well done, Cap.
Anomaly found.